I remember when I was in middle school and I overheard these kids talking about a new thing you can do to satisfy your sexual urges. This new thing you could do on the computer or your phone. This new website you can go to look at naked girls or naked boys if you were a woman. I overheard these conversations about pornography. And that's when I believe my lust started from. It originated from middle school, 7th grade to be exact. Now, ever since then, at that time, I would only look up every now and then these images. And I knew deep down it was wrong because my family had a house computer, and every time I looked it up, I would clear the history. I would make sure the history is cleared by typing in the letter P or the letter N for naked, like stuff like that. Like I knew it was wrong, but I was still doing it. And that's when the addiction started. But it wasn't until around COVID, when I was around 14 years old, that I actually jerked off. Like this video is going to be unfiltered, explicit, etc. So if you're uncomfortable with these terms, this is just a warning. This is real shit. I didn't start jerking off till I was 14 years old. I vividly remember doing it and I just felt like lifeless. Like I felt like my energy was drained. It was at night, early in the morning. I had no business to be on that website, but apparently my middle school friends had an influence on me. They kept talking about it to me constantly. All I wanted to do was play the game all day. But I keep hearing them saying jokes like, oh, I'm gonna go take a break real quick. Oh, he going to go beat his meat. Stuff like that. And me, curious, I wanted to know what that was. I don't know why I wanted to know what it was, but I was curious because it kept coming up frequently. So I looked it up. What does that mean? Masturbation. What does that mean? And I, for some reason, found articles saying why masturbation is good for you. So these articles were fueling the addiction. They were literally manifesting the addiction I was going to have for the next 4 years of my life. So I did the deed. And then I was like, damn, that felt good. That felt really good. Like that was probably one of the best feelings I had in a while at that age. It was quarantine. We had nothing to do in the house. All I was doing was sitting in the house, eating junk food, playing the game. So when I felt that first time, it was like I was on drugs. So for the next week and a half, I did that shit every day. That's where the lust came. I did that shit every fucking day for a week and a half to a month. No regrets that whole time. In the beginning phase, I had no regrets. Because, don't get me wrong, when you first start out, you don't realize the damage it's doing to you. You don't realize the consequences of your action until you feel the consequences of your actions. So this is all funny games to me, doing this early. But then it got to the point where I was around 16, 17, and I had talked to real women. And I realized that I was incapable of talking to real women. This is a problem. I had no problem attracting women in my life. I had problems keeping women in my life. There's a difference. So I would attract these women. They would want to know my name. They would want to know where I was from. Bro, I didn't know how to conversate with women at all. Every time I see a woman, I would just look at them like they were goddesses, like their body. That's all I would look at because my brain was cooked. Like my brain was fried from the lustful habits I was doing. I was doing that habit at least twice a day. When I wake up, when I go to sleep, that was happening routinely. During that time was the darkest time of my life. Looking back now, I didn't realize how much damage that was doing to my brain at the time. But now I do. Because you know what happens when you want to make a move on a woman or you want to escalate with a woman. You're supposed to get excited. That didn't happen to me. I was 17, 16, late 16, I couldn't get hard. And it was that night that I said I had to stop this shit. And this is a message to you, if you're watching this. Lust is going to ruin your sex life. Lust is going to ruin your overall life. But most importantly, it's going to ruin the relationship you have with people, because I've had about 2 relationships in my life, and lust, this habit, it ruined both of them. I couldn't bond with other women. All I thought about was sex all the time. I didn't think about their mind. I didn't think about their heart. I thought about their body. And that ruined me as a young teen. I couldn't enjoy quality time with others. I would do that deed, and then I would self-isolate. I would do it, self-isolate. Do it, self-isolate every time. And every time deep down, I knew that it was not good for me. So this message to anybody that's struggling with lust. I'm no longer struggling with it. And this is how I fixed the issue. Number 1, you have to journal. You have to talk to yourself. You have to talk to yourself. Because if you don't talk to yourself, you're not going to understand why you're doing this. You're going to keep on going on these no-fap streaks, these 1 week, 2 week, 1 month streaks, and then all of a sudden you're going to go back to the regular habits because you don't know why it's happening. So the first step is to journal. What caused this lustful personality? What habits have caused this? What actions can I take to resolve this issue? What will my kids think of me if they knew I struggle with this? You have to deep introspection to solve this lustful, because it's in there. You've been doing this for years. Me, I was addicted from around 14 years old to 18 years old. That's 4 years. So you really think you can cure an addiction in a day that was occurring for 4 years, if not more, if you were doing it from you because some people do it when they're like 10 till like they're 20. So that's a decade worth of addictions. You're not going to beat that addiction in a year. It's going to take years upon years to beat this, bro. Lust is the one thing that's ruining our society. Everywhere you go, on Instagram, ass. TikTok, ass. YouTube Shorts, ass. Everywhere. In the gym, ass. That's all you see. So it's going to be hard to beat this addiction when your environment is against you. So step 1 is to acknowledge that you're addicted and write down the steps you can take to prevent this from happening. Prevent this from snowballing, from getting worse. Because you got to realize, watching porn, it only gets worse. Like, the more that you watch it, the more desensitized you get to it. So eventually, like, if you're addicted right now, you know what I'm about to say. You're going to get desensitized to the point where watching a girl and a boy is not enough. It's not enough to excite you. So you're going to be starting watching weird shit. Like, I don't even want to go into it, but weird shit. You're going to watch weird shit. And when it gets to that point, you know you are too far gone. And you must stop. Because it's ruining your life. It's ruining your relationships. And it's ruining your potential for growth. This is an uncomfortable conversation. Most men don't want to have this conversation. Most men don't want to admit that they struggle with this. I struggle with it. I admit it. This was something that was taking over my life at one point. And it took me years to beat it. And the fact that I beat it means that you can too. So step 1, acknowledge it. Step 2, write it down. Step 3, fix your environment. Don't scroll no more. Make this the last video you scroll. Don't scroll on Instagram. Don't scroll on TikTok. Don't scroll anywhere, because I'm not going to lie to you. Even if you press not interested on these videos that pop up, these urges that you get from these videos, they're going to keep on coming, because one thing about these social media apps is they're going to rob you of your attention. And they know exactly how to do that. They push explicit content to you. That's how they do it. So get rid of the apps. Don't get on the apps. That's step 3. Step 4 is to find your purpose in life. What do you want to do in your life for free? Like, what could you do right now that you would be happy with doing for the rest of your life if money was never the case? And I want you to every day go to that thing. Make that habit ingrained into your mind. Work on that habit until you die. Because when you have a purposeful life, you're not going to get lustful thoughts. You're not going to get thoughts of, oh, I should go have a 30-minute session. Like, it's crazy how long these sessions be for some people. That's time wasted. Time is going to continue to run. We're about to be in 2025. Time isn't slowing down for you, bro. It's only going to go faster. So make the decision right now to beat this lust and to chase your purpose. Not for 2024, not for 2025, but for the rest of your life. That's your purpose. I can't tell you what it is. You have to find that out yourself. What have you grown up doing that you're actually happy about? Whether it's the sport, whether it's making music, making videos like this. I love making videos for y'all. That's my purpose. My purpose is to make sure y'all hear this message. Y'all see the real me. That's my purpose. But what is yours? You have to chase that to beat this lust, because it's going to ruin your life. I'll see y'all in the next one.